Good morning, how are you doing today? I just thought I'd come on to share a little bit about cacao today because, I've been asked actually to do this for lovely Louise Harris from the Mindful Wellbeing company. So I wanted to share a little bit about cacao, how cacao made her way to me, how I love to work with her in my daily rituals, and how I love to train people also to hold space with cacao. So cacao is a plant medicine. Cacao in her natural raw form is basically a a bean that comes from a beautiful tree that is fermented and then dried and then made into a lovely paste. So chocolate that we know in the supermarket has actually had a lot of the nutrients stripped away, and it's had sugar and milk added, and so really, as we know, it's got sugar in it, so lots of things that are not really so good for us. Cacao in its powdered form, which is what you might see in the supermarkets quite a lot, has some nutrients left in it, but maybe has also had a fair bit of stuff stripped out of it, of the good stuff anyway. So cacao in its raw form is quite a sacred produce, really, that I have loved to work with in my daily practice, because in the raw form, the nutrients, vitamins, minerals that are present there are so supportive for a woman's body. Well, a man's body as well, but certainly for women's bodies, especially when we're in perimenopause and menopause, because cacao is rich in minerals like magnesium, manganese, copper, iron. It also is rich in vitamin C, in zinc, so many minerals and vitamins in there that are really supportive for our body. And they come in the pure natural form, straight from the tree, from the bean. So much of our soil nowadays is quite depleted of these minerals and vitamins. So what better way to have like all of your, like I would say, like it's a multivitamin in a cup. So how I make my cacao is it comes in a block, and you grate off as much as you need. Usually a daily dose is, depending on how sensitive you are, 10 grams up to 16 grams each day. I like to mix mine with coconut milk and some chili, cinnamon, and salt, a pink salt, just a dash of each, a little bit of rose water, some coconut oil, and then hot water. So not boiling, but just hot, and then whiz it up in a blender. So we want to get some bubbles in there, because it's said that the spirit of the plant carries the bubbles carry the spirit of the plant. So it's quite nice to whisk and get those bubbles. Now, in ancient times, cacao was actually called bitter water, and it was the Olmecs, Mayans, and Aztecs who first discovered cacao and started working with cacao to commune with their gods. So in our daily practice, it's really lovely to work with cacao in your meditation practice, because she really invites us into our heart space, so that if we start our day with cacao, with those first quiet moments, I tend to work in the early morning, which is this Brahma Muhurta time, when it's said that the veil between the two worlds is the thinnest. I light a candle for myself representing the light inside my heart, and I communicate in that way with light, with cacao, and with sitting in silence. So just for a little while, just to allow your heart to open, and then I would go into a journaling practice, which I often share journal prompts each day that you could work with. Then I move into some dance movement or yoga or some sort of movement practice to move my body. And then I finish with mudras, and again, maybe just a short meditation. So the difference with cacao that we get in the UK, I guess, there are many different forms of cacao, but since working with cacao, what I've found is that my friend Nikki Holland, who has Oh My Goddess ceremonial cacao, we actually started that up together. And what I find with her cacao is that she is a grounder. So she's a Peruvian, beautifully sourced. So we have, there's no kind of detrimental energy in there. She comes from a beautiful source through beautiful people. And so I would maybe use or work with Oh My Goddess ceremonial cacao if I feel that I get up in the morning and I feel I'm a little bit spaced out, or like it might be a full moon, and I actually need a little bit more grounding. So my own brand of cacao, ceremonial cacao, is Ecuadorian, and it's called Rise, and it's a lighter, a bit more bubbly texture. And I like to work with Rise because like if I get up in the morning, say like it's a new moon and my energy is a bit low and I'm feeling a bit more, my energy just might not be quite so good and I need a bit of a lift, then I would work with Rise just to get that little bit of a lift in my energy, and also in my mood if my mood is not so good. So we tend to work with those two, and I sell both of those on my website now, just for your own. I feel that for a woman working with cacao and plant medicine, our moods change, they shift with the seasons, the cycles, the moon cycles, and I feel it's good to have the different varieties of cacao that will support our shifts in mood and in energy. So yeah, that's my kind of really brief introduction into cacao and how we can bring it into our daily lives to support our body, but not only our physical body but also our spiritual body, our energy body as well. So cacao has a beautiful high vibration, so if you're looking to raise your vibration up, or even if you're working in offices with people who might have those lower vibrations, or you're going to be going into situations with people with lower vibration, I think it really helps to keep your vibe quite high when you're going into those situations. So great to work with ceremonial dose, which is 30 and above grams, and you can work with ceremonial dose for if you're doing any sort of magic rituals, any magic work, working with the moons, in a deeper meditation practice. But what we say is, although cacao is a beautiful heart medicine, and she really is a gentle heart medicine, she's also quite a taskmaster. So what I've found in my own life working with cacao is that I really struggle if I am living out of alignment. She will show that up. So if there's any aspects in your life that aren't quite aligned with your truth, which is your heart essence, she will definitely pull that into your awareness to shift. So I run trainings, and I've got one place left actually on my next training, which is in April. And the trainings really help you to work a lot deeper within a container of other women, all working with the same plant medicine, and all kind of coming and working with each other. So it's a really beautiful, nurturing space. We have the first weekend, we learn a lot more about plant medicine, about cacao, going into much more depth into the history of how to prepare cacao, create daily rituals for yourself. The second weekend is about holding space for others, because until we can hold space for ourselves, then holding space for others is a little bit more tricky. So we talk about creating beautiful ceremonies, We learn how to set up sacred space, clearing space. We create our cacao in bigger quantities to work with a bigger group, to sit in circle. And then the last weekend is all about how we share our events, how we create events inspired by the seasons, the cycles. And then on the last weekend, we do an amazing transformational Kali transmission dance, which helps to melt away and burn away any doubts that you might have about yourself, any blockages, anything that might be holding you back from sharing the medicine and sitting in circle with other women. So I would say, just from my own experience of holding space for women, sitting in circle with women, and the cacao training is not just about women. Like, if you want to hold space for men, which I feel is a huge area that really could really benefit from cacao medicine, then I'm fully open for anybody that trains with me to take this and create their own authentic offerings with with cacao as a beautiful foundation for all that you do, like your yoga classes, any sort of dance, meditation class, anything. I feel cacao really sits well with all of the spiritual work that we're doing at the moment on the planet. So keep shining, keep rising, keep sharing your love, your passion, and all that you are. And I will see you soon. Lots of love. Bye bye.